I think it's really about keep an open mind and be willing to try new things and take risks. You might have an idea of how your life might go or how you want it to go. It most certainly will not. So I think the more you're willing to be open and try new things. I know from a career standpoint, I've taken on roles where, maybe I don't know if it was exactly what I wanted to do, but it was a group of people I wanted to work with. I knew I could learn something. I think those are the types of things to think about. Like, can you learn? Can you make good connections? Can you try something new versus, and then go from there?
Hey there, and welcome to Impact After Hours, where changemakers sign off from work and log into life. I'm Camille Lorente, CEO and co-founder of Hueman Group Media and your host. Today, I'm excited to find out what Kate Nack, Vice President of the Allstate Foundation Social Impact, is really like off-duty. Kate was part of the U.S. rhythmic gymnastics team in the 1996 Summer Olympics in Atlanta. Now, she is a leader in the philanthropic space and is especially passionate about youth empowerment. In 2005, she developed the award-winning Teen Safe Driving Signature Program and continues to help young people move through the hoops in their lives, just like she did on the mat in Atlanta when she was only 18. Kate, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Like everyone else who watches the Olympics, I've always wondered what it would feel like, what it would be like to be at the opening ceremony. And you've actually been there. Can you please describe that experience for us?
I will try. It is almost indescribable, especially being competing in Olympics where you are the host country. So you are the last country to walk into that stadium. So it is filled with all the athletes, all the spectators. And my team had the fortune to be able to be the front row of the U.S. delegation walking in. Part of me was worried I didn't want to trip because I was wearing heels and I was 18 and didn't know how to wear heels. But
oh my gosh.
But it's just amazing, indescribable, the cheering, the flags. It really sunk in that moment what I was there to do and represent my country. And I was just so proud to be there. And what really made me proud is I know my parents were there watching, and just to allow them to have that opportunity just made me so excited.
I mean, it's really like if you were to talk about fun facts and like sharing among strangers, and that is your fun fact.
That is my fun fact for sure.
Okay, so let's camp out here because I think you're our first guest who is an elite level athlete, like who's competed. What was there anything from your experience, joining the Olympics and being in the gymnastics team that you might have brought to your work in social impact? Like what skills, what experiences from that point in your life were you able to kind of bring to your career?
I think so many. I mean, it's truly that experience really shaped who I am as a person in so many ways. I think first and foremost, working in a team and collaborating. I did the group rhythmic gymnastics program. So it was literally 5 of us on the mat at the same time, having to move through a routine as one. That takes a lot of practice and coordination and really understanding each other and anticipating things. So I bring that into the workplace all the time, and just true partnership, which is what I really believe in the social impact space, like really trusting in my team, our partners, and having the faith and trust that we're going to work together and get this done. I think just hard work, the ability to pivot. I was going to high school full time. I was training 6 to 8 hours a day. I was living away from home starting at age 16.
Oh my gosh.
So it really just made me much more independent. I had to really work hard and prioritize my time because I just didn't have a lot of free time. So getting homework done still while training. I think all of that I bring to my work now, and just an appreciation, especially when I think about our nonprofit partners and how hard they're working. Different, but I just have that appreciation for people following their passion, working really hard and making a difference.
Whenever, well, I watch it, of course I watch it with my husband and everyone else actually, you just cannot help but be inspired because of the amount of work that these athletes have to put in to be there. Like to even qualify, I can't even wrap my head around it. It's intense and crazy. And what I mean, like you brought honor to, the country, and obviously, I'm sure your parents and your entire family was very proud of you. So, and I'm proud that you're on the show now. I cannot
Thank you.
Right now make a connection to someone who is also an athlete. Like that is not in my circle. Now I know one. But a lot of people in the social impact space for obvious reasons. Mm-hmm. You are familiar with another client that we work with, New Profit. Mm-hmm. We produced their podcast called Say More with Tulane Montgomery. Mm-hmm. We had one of our recent guests is Shannon Watts. Mm-hmm. From Moms Demand Action. And I know that you're also very familiar with that organization. So I love how we are all interconnected, especially in this space. That I can easily do. The world of athletes, I have not been a part of. I unfortunately have no athletic bone in me, Kate. But we promised you that we would have fun in today's conversation. Yeah. So I would like to start off with a lightning round of seemingly random questions. Are you ready to play?
I'm ready.
Most used app on your phone?
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I ask what was the last question you asked ChatGPT? If you're able to share. If it's private, you don't need to.
I'm trying to think. I think it has to do with my son is away at college for the first time, and he's not been feeling well. So I think I typed in his symptoms to see what it could be. But usually I use it to plan vacations or things like that. It's much more fun than looking up illnesses.
Okay. All right. What is your go-to weeknight dinner?
It's interesting. I like probably pasta, but I usually make my kids something else. We have very different styles of eating, but I would say pasta. Love it.
Next question. What is your comfort movie?
Gosh, that's a good one. What came to mind, because I think as we head into the winter season, is Love Actually. I feel like I have to watch that every year. If I don't, my life is not complete.
Yes. It is the seasonal movie that I think a lot of people watch, but then there's another camp that maybe are like, rewatching it makes you think about some of the plot lines there.
Yes.
It could be controversial at this day and age. But yeah, I like watching that too. I have somewhat of a list of movies that I rewatch come December.
Yes.
When you're on vacation, speaking of vacations, are you the active type or prefer a more chill, laid back vibe?
Yeah, if I'm with my kids, definitely active. If I'm more on my own or with friends, just relaxing, reading, eating, sitting by the beach. Where do you
usually go? What's like your maybe go to or ideal like vacation?
Yeah, I think for active with my kids, we love Colorado and just hiking. We love Colorado in the summer. I'm not a skier, they are, but I love to go in the summer and hike and just enjoy the scenery. Again, on my own, just anywhere on a beach with some water.
Same.
Love to just look at the water. Don't need to be in it. Just like to be near it.
Yeah, and hear the waves. And it is also the perfect setting for reading a book, I feel. So earlier we talked about the Olympics and you being a part of it, how do you like to celebrate a victory? What was the last victory you celebrated?
I mean, I always like to celebrate with family and friends anytime you can get that together. It's funny, you said victory, but the last thing that came into my mind was my parents recently celebrated their 50th wedding anniversary. And
oh my gosh.
Threw them we go up to a resort in Wisconsin every summer. So my entire family, there's like 70 of us come together, and their anniversary was just this past weekend, but we do that trip in July. So we totally surprised them and just had a little fun get together celebrating their 50th anniversary. And I think the fact that they had no expectation that that's what we were doing and the whole family was there, it really meant a lot to them. And I was, glad to be able to do that. So I think those family milestones, I love birthdays. I love any sort of milestone birthday, retirement, anniversary. Those are, I just, again, love celebrating that with family and friends.
It's part of what we kind of maybe focus on is to also celebrate our parents and kind of give back because they've done so much for us when we were the ones growing up. Yeah. And, like you surprising your parents, right? It's part of you sort of giving back as well, I feel. Yeah. And that's how I feel about mine. Like, whenever they're in town and they're here to visit, we always want them to have a great time and, bring them to places that we know they would enjoy and see them like happy and enjoying life, after many years of, the hard work that they've put in. So I can totally relate to that.
Absolutely. I mean, just even when I think about my gymnastics career and all that, I mean, my parents sacrificed a lot so that I could do that. And what an experience to give to me that, it's expensive to compete in sports and travel nationally, especially before you make an Olympic team. You're paying for all of that. And that was, not always easy, but they saw how passionate I was about it and really supported that and supported me. And also, let me move away from home at 16 and trust that this was, right for me and what I wanted. And, I always say they're my biggest fans, and they are still to this day. I'm not competing in the Olympics, but even, I get my house painted and my dad's like, I'm so proud of you for getting that done and taking care of that big project. Like, it's just the funniest things.
We have the same, I think we have the same kind of parents. I remember when I moved to New York and, being, independent at 30, which it's different for us. So, I'm Filipino. I was born and raised in the Philippines. Like being independent at such a young age is not really a thing for us. Like we stay with our families for as long as we can. So moving out is like a huge, huge deal. It's not common for, either, yes, you do move out and, get your own house, but you still live close by. But then when I got like, even like I would say like a job in the service industry.
Yeah.
My parents were so proud of me, that I was able to get some type of job. Not that I didn't have any or have not done anything professionally. I have. I was a lawyer in my past life, but like anything where they've seen me change or grow up.
Yeah.
They're like, wow, maybe we never thought we'd see this day, but here you are and doing your own thing. So I think,
that's the same. And when I got promoted into this role, I forwarded my parents the email that they sent out to the company and, because they they of course requested it. So I sent it. And then my mom, she's the oldest of 9. So they have a whole family group chat and she emailed it out to that distribution list. She, of course, did not copy me. So all these people are congratulating me. She's like forwarding me one email after. I'm like, oh, thank you. I'm so nice. But, just.
Oh, my gosh.
Again, just how proud they are. And again, it really just, it could be anything.
I know we're staying on this topic for quite a bit, but I just thought, even this podcast that I host, I don't even like share it with my parents because I know that they will be blasting everybody. They probably already know by now. I'm not even sure. I haven't asked, but you know, if they do catch it somewhere else, they will probably be email. They're not email people. They're probably like, I don't know, message in whatever chat group they have. But so, okay. So from our parents, let's move on to young people. You said that you're passionate about young people and empowering them. What is the single piece of advice that you find yourself giving to young professionals over and over again?
I think it's really about keep an open mind and be willing to try new things and take risks. You might have an idea of how your life might go or how you want it to go. It most certainly will not. So I think the more you're willing to be open and try new things. I know from a career standpoint, I've taken on roles where, maybe I don't know if it was exactly what I wanted to do, but it was a group of people I wanted to work with. I knew I could learn something. I think those are the types of things to think about. Like, can you learn? Can you make good connections? Can you try something new and then go from there? I always kind of say, I'm the type of person, I could do anything for a year, and get and if you have the right attitude and get something out of it, then it's a win. You might realize that's not your passion or what you want to do your hope for the rest of your life, but that's okay. You learned something, you've developed something new, and you could take that with you into the next opportunity. And I tell my kids that. I have 2 teenage sons, and one just went to college. I dropped him off this fall, which is a big adjustment for all of us. But I'm like, just go. This is an experience. Yes. You're going to have your whole life to work and do all these things, but just enjoy this experience, learn, but you're going to figure it out. And what you learn in college is more about life experience to me than, to your point, calculus or things like that. It's really truly about how you live on your own, how you work with new people, get things done, manage. So, yeah.
So that means your son will be doing things on his own, experiencing new things for the first time. But what was that experience like for you? As a mom?
It was one of those things where I knew I didn't know how I was going to feel until I was in it. You could do all these things to prepare and make yourself feel better and talk to all your mom friends and parent friends. And I just was like, I might be a total mess or I might be fine. I have no idea how I'm going to react to this. I think what helped was, life has a way of just preparing you for things. This past summer, he obviously graduated from high school. He was doing lots of things with his friends, starting to work toward that. And I felt like it sort of starts gradually preparing you from him being away. The last month of the summer, all these kids not kids, young adults are going out. They know they're leaving each other. So they're spending every waking minute together and doing things together and making memories and all of that. And he even went on a trip with some of his close core of friends. It was that last month, I was like, when I look back, I'm like, he wasn't home a lot. He was out living life. And it was a baby step toward him being away. And honestly, I'm so grateful for it. Of course, I would have loved to spend every waking minute with him over the summer, but it was I think it was good for both of us. And I think in dropping him off, I just knew he was ready as you can be.
Yeah.
And he was excited. He was so excited that it makes your heart feel good. And there's going to be bumps along the way and there's going to be challenges, but he's going to be okay. He made the right choice. He's at the right place. Again, it's still hard. That him walking away when we were walking to the car. I mean, I literally took a picture because I was like, this is a moment. It is truly a moment, but it's been great. And I got to see him this past weekend for family weekend. So that was good. I'm a little worried about between now and Thanksgiving because that feels long.
Yes, I know.
So just kind of adjusting to the new normal, but I'm doing okay. I think it's kind of your attitude about it. And I have such a strong support network with my family and my fellow friends who are sending kids off to college too.
So speaking of, so you dropped off your son at college. We talked about your family today, but what is the most romantic or sweetest gesture anyone has done for you or you might have done for someone else?
Oh my goodness. I have to think about, there's so many sweet gestures that people have done.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm going back to my kids because that's more, I think it was Mother's Day 2 years ago. 2 or 3 years ago. So they were, maybe 14 and 16 or something along those lines. They planned they took me out to breakfast, made a reservation, took me out to breakfast, had a gift and a card. And again, that might sound so basic, but for kids to they were so proud that they made a reservation because they knew Mother's Day would be busy for brunch. And I love brunch. And then they still got a card and a gift and they paid for a breakfast, brunch. So to me, it was just the thought they put into it. I don't need anything lavish. When they put thought into something, it just really makes me feel so it was just the best day. I was like, this is awesome. You had to think ahead, you had to plan ahead, you had to think about money and making a call and all of those things. So that always sticks out.
Kudos to your kids. What are your name? What are their names?
Will and Tyler.
Will and Tyler. Good job on
yes
on making that arrangement and celebrating Mother's Day.
Yeah.
So Kate, we have come to the end.
Oh.
We could go on and on about our kids.
Yes.
Since this is Impact After Hours, what is your go-to after hours media? What have you been watching, listening to, or reading lately?
Reading a ton, always. I just finished Melinda French Gates' book the next day, which is all about transition. So very relevant for me. It's a great book. And I just love reading memoirs, but also thrillers. So I'm kind of on both aspects there.
I think we have... Oh my gosh, Kate, I feel more proud that we have more in common because your time as an athlete, I will never be able to relate to, but we love our families, we love our kids.
Yes.
And we love thrillers.
Yes.
Which is my go-to. I think I told you about popcorn thrillers and how much I love the page turners and, I don't care that sometimes it's predictable. Sure, I want a good twist.
Yes.
But, it entertains me, so.
Yes, I know. I agree. Love a good thriller. Let's see. Of course, I had to watch The Summer I Turned Pretty. I had to finish it.
Oh my God, Kate. Let me pause right here. Because, oh my God, my husband who's in the studio, I know he is listening. And I have been waiting for this moment because no one has talked about this show. I guess it just never came up or something. I don't know. How has this show gone on for months without anyone mentioning it? Do I need to ask you what team you're on?
Well, I'm Team Conrad. Always.
Conrad all the way. To those of you listening, if you're Team Jeremiah, we cannot be friends.
No.
And also, I can't believe you mentioned it towards the end, which means I cannot talk about it more with you, maybe offline.
I know. Yes, we'll have to catch up.
This was so lovely, Kate.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us on the podcast.
Thank you so much.